Hey, what's up guys, Wiki2312 here, and in today's I'm talk about reasons why Call of Duty needs a new engine. So the reason why I'm doing this video today is because a few weeks ago Trek was at an interview and basically they confirmed that Call of Duty was still using the old engine from Call of Duty 2. So in this video I'm going to talk about what the old engine is called, what it's about some background information, what are the drawbacks of this old engine, what benefits could possibly we get if a new engine was created, and of course a possible release time. What game could feature a full-on new engine for Call of Duty. So obviously this interview probably slipped under your radars. I honestly didn't think much about it, but I kind of realized how important this is for Call of Duty. So first I'm going to talk about what this old engine is. So this old engine is commonly referred to as the Quake 3 engine. The Quake 3 engine was originally introduced in 1999. So this engine was made in the 20th century. That's how old it is. The official name is called ID Tech 3. And basically every Call of Duty, going up from Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 2, they call it a different name. For example, in Call of Duty 2 it was called the IW engine 2.0. In Call of Duty 3, it was called the IW 3.0. So every single Call of Duty, they make some slight adjustments. They add more to the engine. They improve it, and so on. Every single Call of Duty game, but it's still that same old engine all the way up to, for example, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Because as I just said, they confirmed that they're still going to be using that old engine. So what are the drawbacks of this engine? So first off, the drawbacks are of course graphical quality. That's pretty much a given. We could have improved textures. We could still say that 60 frames per second with improved textures, improved rendering distances, and so on, and improved lighting effects. Of course, we could also get a day and night cycle. I thought this was so cool, such a cool idea. I know Nero kind of obviously said this idea before, but basically a day and night cycle would be so cool for Call of Duty. For example, one map starts off in the evening and then it turns to night and then it turns to day. I think that'd be so cool, but I don't know if they have the engine power, if they could actually do that with this old engine. But I honestly think if they made a new engine, this feature could be implemented into future Call of Duty games. So next off is something quite important is actually the netcode. So with a new engine comes a new netcode, and personally in the IW engine, the netcode isn't that great. This is especially apparent in Black Ops 2 in my opinion, where basically, if you guys didn't know, the netcode kind of, people kind of blame it on lag and Wi-Fi. But for example, if you see a guy on Call of Duty, he's about to run around the corner. You shoot that guy, he's not around the corner yet on your screen, however on his screen he's already past that corner and run on somewhere else, but he still dies. That's kind of what, surely you guys can relate to that. I personally relate to that so many times, but I genuinely think that is down to the netcode in the game and not just lag, because first off, this happened in LAN events, because obviously LAN events, they don't use Wi-Fi. I know they have a host counts and so on, but they don't use Wi-Fi. And another thing is, in Battlefield 4, I'll probably refer to Battlefield 4 a lot because obviously they create a new engine pretty much every single game, so I'm going to refer to them a bit. But in Battlefield 4, they had quite a big problem with their netcode, kind of like what Call of Duty has, but this on a bit of a bigger scale. And basically what they did, because they made a new engine called the Frostbite 3 engine, they actually changed the netcode and actually improved on that netcode to make that thing where you basically run around walls and they still shoot you, to make that honestly non-existent at all, or they significantly reduce that, obviously that lag time. So I think honestly it could be down to the netcode, and obviously with a new engine that could reduce or even not totally eliminate it, but could significantly reduce those moments where you run around the corner and someone still kills you. So yeah, that's obviously another drawback of this old engine. So now we're going to get onto the benefits of a new engine. So first off, I'm going to refer back to Call of Duty Ghosts now, because if you guys know, Call of Duty Ghosts has a pretty good multiplayer marketing campaign, and in that marketing campaign they showed off dynamic maps. And dynamic maps was a cool idea because we never had this in Call of Duty before. But at that same year, Battlefield 4 was releasing, and obviously if you guys have seen Battlefield 4, they had this thing called Levolution, and Levolution was basically, for example, in this map I think it's called Shanghai, I'm not too sure. Basically, you could shoot the structure of a building, and basically that building would topple and create a whole new section of the map. I genuinely thought that was one of the coolest games in multiplayer gaming. Honestly, it was such a cool thing. And Call of Duty Ghosts had this marketing thing because they obviously want to get want to be a competition, and you know what they did? They said if you shoot some logs, it will fall down a hill. That is are they serious? I mean, come on. You guys have probably seen that. I think it was on the map. It was on the map Prison Break, and basically you could shoot these logs and they're thrown down a tiny little ditch, and yeah, that was it really. So obviously there's a big difference, and I don't want Call of Duty to have that big, buildings crash into the map, that kind of thing, but something a bit more interesting, something, more dynamic maps, more interaction with the maps. Call of Duty Ghosts kind of did a bit, but obviously it was on the scale as, for example, Battlefield, and I don't want it on the scale as Battlefield, but I kind of want it in that middle bit. I don't want to just, oh yeah, some logs fall down, but come on, they could do a bit better than that. And obviously with a new engine, that would obviously give them the power to do that kind of level, to do that interaction with the map, and obviously dynamic map features. So yeah, those are the benefits we could see with a new engine. Now I'm going to talk about the possible reasons why Activision might not want to make a new engine anytime soon. It's obviously for three main reasons: resources, time, and money. So resources, obviously Activision have to hire new staff. They have to hire dedicated staff to make this engine, because obviously, for example, Infinity Ward's next game, they're obviously hard at work on their next game, and I don't think they have time to develop a new engine, which I'm not too big of a tech guy, but I know it's going to probably take quite a long time to make a new engine from scratch. So I don't think because obviously Infinity Ward have to get to that November schedule, so that I honestly think Activision will have to hire more staff and a dedicated team to building that new engine, while obviously Infinity Ward of course makes the new game, or Sledgehammer, whatever developer really. Another thing is money, because obviously Activision, they make so much money with Call of Duty, it's just ridiculous sometimes, and they don't want to set aside, because obviously an engine is going to be quite a costly thing and quite a costly venture, which in my opinion could pay itself off, but I don't know if Activision see that in their eyes, but they're going to have to obviously put time and money into this. The money they're going to have to put into this, they want to keep all the profits from Call of Duty. I mean, who really wouldn't? And putting money into something that would just improve the graphics, I don't know if they want to do that. So yeah, and obviously time. As I said, they have to stick to that November schedule every single year. And I suppose within the past few years, we've been switching to this 3 developer cycle, which kind of gives developers a bit more time into making this game and could possibly make a new engine. So again, this is some really cool, reasons why Call of Duty does need a new engine. I could see an engine really happening in the next 3 years, in my opinion. Call of Duty Ghosts could possibly make a new engine, because obviously, as it's seen in the past, Call of Duty Ghosts, they did a whole load of new improvements to their engine. And of course, in Modern Warfare 3, they made the IW 5.0 engine, and in Modern Warfare 2, they made the IW 4.0 engine. So they're kind of the people who do these obviously these engine changes and just really do the biggest differences to the engines. So yeah, I could see Call of Duty Infinity Ward in particular making this new engine. Of course, Treyarch or Sledgehammer could possibly making it as well, but I genuinely think Infinity Ward will be making this new engine. So obviously Ghost 2 is coming out 2016, so we could possibly see a new engine there. Again, we don't know, but of course, if you did like the video, leave a like, that'd be really appreciated. And if just obviously leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Just leave whatever you want really, something about the topic of the video, something totally random. It's totally up to you really. It's a comment section for you. So yeah, that's about it for the video. But of course, if you did like the video, leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching.